Kia ora. Welcome into the form for another week where our feature meeting will be out of Pukekohe this Saturday. We also have Trentham back in play and we'll be keeping a keen eye across the Tasman and Queensland with some Kiwis going around. So to talk you through this action is Leith Innes and Bevan Sweeney, and here's what's coming up for you to enjoy on the form. We'll be starting with our feature preview out of Pukekohe. It is the Champagne Stakes for the 2-year-olds. Our Trentham preview will be looking at the opens there. Our racetrackers heading to Doomben, where we keep a keen eye on Molly Bloom in the Roses. The Alexandra Park preview with 3 Group 1s on the program, and our best bets. Let's see if we can find you some more this weekend. Our domestic feature is out of Pukekohe this weekend. It's the listed Champagne Stakes. So Leith Innes, I'll say hello to you. What's the weather and track going to be like? Because we've had some rain earlier on in the week.
Yeah, a lot of rain, Pip. Look, we had 47 mils over a couple of days there at Pukekohe. Look, they haven't raced there for 7 weeks. The rail's in the true position, but you know the days are nice, but there hasn't been that sort of drying conditions, so it might be a little bit sticky come Saturday.
Could be hard for the 2-year-olds. They are running over the mile. As we have a look at the market, you can see headed by Star Shadow for the Walker Burgesson stable at $1.40, so very short in this market. Then you've got Magnum Memory at $6.50, Take the Crown at $9, and Zorro's Revenge, the other one, at that quote. So that's how the market is playing. Let's take you back now to some form, and we'll start with Star Shadow. Obviously comes out of a listed race here. Bevan, what did you make of the run?
Look, it was good enough. $100,000 for this group of 2-year-olds running for that is quite incredible at this time of year. They are getting a Christmas present, but look, Star Shadow was great at Otiki. I thought good enough on this occasion, and clearly a very strong race. First time going around the county's way of going is a slight question mark. It will get back, it's just its general manners. However, I think the market lead has it right, because when you go through the form on the remainder of this field, it's hard to find another spot to really be landing.
Yeah, and look, past the post, it was doing really good work. It didn't have all favours in the straight either, Bevan. Look, being by a reliable man, you know she's going to get the mile at counties. It's a 2-year-old race. It's a strong, run to that first bend, and got wet track form as well, so it looks awfully hard to beat, but a little bit short of $1.40.
Yeah, it is. Take the Crown for the Feelings is an interesting runner in this particular race as well. Look, it was a bit sticky in holding this day, and Canelo, who'd had a few opportunities at the races, maybe just that race day experience proved to be crucial. I thought Take the Crown was okay, running nicely enough into third, but I'm not sure how the form lines up here. I was really confused by this race. Maybe it's a real development to this particular race and very, very competitive, but look, it wasn't the strongest 2-year-old as well.
No, he looked like he was getting through the track okay. Probably a step to the mile might help him. Like you said, it's not an overly strong field. Big plus for him, he's got Michael McNabb on, so like being an earlier race, the track might be okay.
I'm going with Star Shadow. Just think that the $1.40 is too short. So I don't know if it's a betting proposition for you at home. You might be able to shop around. Some of those same race multis might be giving you some value in this particular race. Maybe those blended bets might be somewhere you could have a look on the app or on tb.co.nz. What about you, Lee?
Yeah, I'm off Star Shadow as well. I think these horses are extremely lucky to be running for $100,000 on Saturday. Look, Billy Pinon, he knows the filly. He's had 2 rides on her for a win as well. So, look, going off her last start, up to a mile wet track, I can see her winning. But like you said, $1.40, but short.
There you go, both the guys are with the favourite in the feature. Now let's jump to race number 1. It's over the 1,100 metres. Small field, but there's some quality runners in it, including your favourite Johnny at $2.70. Caitlin's Wish at $4.20, and then you've got a runner like Highlighter in the market at $4.80. Let's take you back to Johnny's trial, and Leith, he just does what he usually does, bowls out in front and put them away here.
Yeah, look, he's a neat horse, isn't he? You know what you're going to get from him. Sets him up at good sectionals. And you know that sort of halfway down the straight he's going to be in front. But look, his trial was really strong. Obviously, they've set him for this race as well. He won this race last year.
Weight stops a train, doesn't it? Especially when we get into these heavy 10 track conditions, especially when you've got a couple of very, very good wet trackers further down the book in Caitlin's Wish and Highlighter. But I agree with you, Leith. He's such a cool horse to follow, and he's got that little bit of cult status with the way he does race. It's a lot of weight to be carrying, so I've got a few worries about him on Saturday. Caitlin's Wish, I don't, though. Gee, this horse is just an absolute wet track tough. Now, going up against some better horses than Caitlin's Wish met here, but I don't think she'll have any concerns in the track conditions. She's got that low hunch down action. She's very, very willing in her action there, Leith. And when you're getting down to, 50 kilos or 50.5 kilos against what Johnny's got, it's going to be difficult, and she's going well.
Yeah, Maria knows it now, and look, she claims the 3 and she gets down to that 51 kilos. So even though this was only a benchmark sort of a rating 75 race, she meets a stronger field here. But like you said, like her heavy track form is amazing. She said, 8 starts for 4 wins, and she's going to cop a heavy track on Saturday.
And there's a sense of timing around Highlighter as well. Had that first up run in, and it was a very, very good effort. Holds a very good wet track record to Highlighter. Again, this is a horse that's going to come in with a little bit of weight off the back. In fact, quite a lot of weight off the back against Johnny, and we know he's got some decent quality. Look, he's not the sort of horse you can follow consistently, but when he gets the right track conditions, he can really put away some nice fields. And he was very, very good behind a horse that's just a toff at Te Rapa here.
Yeah, look, as we all know, Turn the Ace is very hard to beat fresh up at Te Rapa, and look, his second up record's good as well, Highlighter. Like you said, 3 kilos off his back. Tristan Milderley, 51 kilos, a little bit to like about her.
Look, I'm going to go for 1 at the bottom, because I think when we get to these wet track conditions, weight can really stop a train, and Johnny is a very cool horse. So I've gone with Caitlin's Wish, getting with 51 kilos, so there's a massive pull on the weights with Highlighter and Caitlin's Wish. Caitlin's Wish is going well enough, will posse up in the right position, just hunting down Johnny. So I'm a bit concerned about the weight with Johnny. However, I'll be enjoying watching him going around Saturday.
Yeah, I'm with Johnny. Jessica Allen, look, she's had 3 rides on the horse for 2 wins. I know the weights comes down to 59 kilos off the 3 kilos off his back, but he will be leading for a long way down that straight, and I can see him winning on Saturday.
There you go, the guys a little bit split. Maybe take the Quinella there with Johnny and Caitlin's Wish. As we move on to race number 7 over the 1,500 metres, the Saphir and Devastate up the top of the book at $4 in the market. Chattahoochee at 4.2. And then you've got Quality Time, Powwow and C'est Moi at that $9 quote. Let's take you back to the Group 3 Manco Easter Handicap. Chattahoochee comes out of this and Devastate. Leith, firstly, what did you make of Chattahoochee?
Yeah, he's good, wasn't he, Pip? Look, he never goes a bad race. He's one of those horses, he puts himself on the speed. Narco Haley on this week, 3 kilos off his back. Devastate was good on the inside there as well. Devastate's probably going to be maybe just in front of him in the running. But yeah, Snazzy Tavi, the form out of the race is going to be pretty strong, I think.
I actually thought the bookmakers got the market wrong here. I think they should have had it the other way around. He did cop a little injury, I understand, a little cut on a leg in the run, and this just shows he's pretty tough. He's often been underrated. Chattahoochee shouldn't be now. Devastate, clear best form going into this particular race. We've got that real throw in the heavy track conditions, but if you want to go pure form-wise when you analyse this race, these are the 2 that you certainly need to be with. Quality Time, not ideal. They went around at Te Rapa recently as well, and Quality Time does make up some nice ground. Not ideal, just okay against them. There's a fair bit of David and Goliath about these 2 runners, but I just did like the way that Quality Time found the line late in the piece. So whether it's right up to the Devastate and Chattahoochee form, I'm not 100% sure, Leith, but he's certainly going well enough and really ran through the line strongly.
Yeah, Quality Time was really good out of the race. Like you said, not ideal. I'm just worried about not ideal on that heavy track at Pokakoa. I'd rather see him in a sort of Ruakaka sort of meeting midweek, in a couple of weeks, probably over a mile. Quality Time was okay. C'est Moi
was a very good winner. Its most recent performance. Again at Te Rapa, we also pick up Powwow and Paisley Park in this particular performance. And again, it's just a situation here when you line up the form around these particular races. Is it going to transfer against Devastate and Chattahoochee? All favours got their run up the inside rail there. Lethan finished off pretty strongly. I thought Powwow okay. And look, Paisley Park will be a big improver, I think, out of this performance.
Yeah, he will be. He ran 3rd in the race last year as well. And look, it was well ridden, the horse on the inside, Sesma, and look, she's going really well. Just a little question mark on that heavy track at Pocky, though.
I'm going with Chattahoochee as my top selection. I think this horse is really rounding to a nice performance. I will be having a little bit on Paisley Park. I think there's a massive amount of improvement there around a good horse. But Chattahoochee, very good last start. Has been very good this whole preparation. So not going to steer away from a fit horse going to counties.
Yeah, I'm on Chattahoochee as well, Bevan. Narco Haley knows the horse. He's an apprentice to Debbie Sanders. He's had 5 rides on the horse with 3 wins as well. So, look, a big plus for the horse. He's won on the track before as well.
You go Chattahoochee, and race number 7 is what the guys are with, and that concludes our Pukekohe preview. Don't forget too, the first 4 races this weekend out of Pukekohe are bonus back opportunities, so make sure you get involved and catch the action nice and early on Saturday. Trackside 1 gets underway at 11:15. We're back off to Trentham again this weekend. So Bevan, let's head to you. How do you expect the weather and track conditions to be?
Well, heavy 10, and they did race there last week, and there's no sign of improvement. There are showers forecast into a Saturday, so expect it to be a heavy 10. It was quite marked up after last Saturday. There's been a lot of racing there this season with Awapunu being out, so it'll be interesting. I think once they go around here on a heavy 10, it is going to show a fair bit of wear and tear, Pip.
Looks like we'll be definitely looking for that heavy track form then as we take a look at our first race we want to touch on. Race number 3 on the program, and it's the Open over the 1400 metres. Rocker Baby heads to betting up the top of the market at $3.50, Balzeco at $3.8, and then you've got Bradman at $3.90. So that's how the market's playing. Let's take you firstly back to Rocker Baby, and Bevan, this was just a peach of a ride from Lisa Allpress. Set them up in front and they just couldn't catch her.
Well, it absolutely was, but they sat and watched behind her and allowed this to sort of unfold. But the form's good enough, with Sumi clearly going great last Saturday for Ellen Sherritt, running a 3rd. She's a good mare, really good mare, Rocker Baby, and maybe situationally, Lisa might try and do the same thing again, Leith. And if they let Rocker Baby just sit and sprint home, then they'll be in trouble because she'll handle the track.
Yeah, she will handle the track. A little bit different at Wellington, leading over 1400 metres on a real heavy track. Be more like a mile on Saturday as well. So a little bit of a question mark. But look, she's in good form race out of it. Sumi was good as well.
Absolutely. Balzeco was great Saturday as well. Just looked the perfect race for Balzeco on Saturday. This was in 75 grade, and Opawa Jack is 2nd. So when you've got Rocker Baby, Chase, who's a good horse, Bradman, Conor Kieran, it is a step up for her. But she had been going brilliantly all season, and her record here at Trentham is outstanding. Her record at the Trip is very, very good, and she ran away and hid late here. Opawa Jack, a decent horse, but she's going well.
Yeah, she's going super. Like you said, she's won 3 times at Wellington now, and I think she had a little bit left in the tank too. Ace Lawson was pretty soft on her to the line as well. So, you know, the 1400 metres back to her favourite track, she's got to be a top 3 chance.
Well, Bradman's the form horse in this particular race. Form horse carries weight, so they've claimed off him with Jim Chung claiming the 3 kilos down to the 57 now. This is a decent race, clearly a decent race with Freeze Frame winning. He gets back. He'll be close enough though in a small field, and he does have a decent sort of sprint on him, and he generally has handled heavy track conditions and has won at the course. Look, he's going really well. His best form, or best season form this season, and he's going nicely.
He is. He looks a really hard horse to ride as well, but it's probably his best season where he's actually putting in. He hasn't got a bad race all year, and another one, he loves Wellington, and look, Jim Chung takes the 3 kilos off him as well, so it's a big plus.
Conor Kieran is the head scratcher into the race because we know he has good ability. I think if it was at a mile, I'd probably be quite keen on him. But Roy's given him 2 winning trials, and they've been on a good and a soft track, which generally aren't his best conditions. But man, he was rolling at this trial, Conor Kieran. I know they've run pretty slow time for the 1200 metres, and a quality horse should probably do this at the trials, but do you smell a rat here, Leith, with Robbie giving this 2 quiet trials, 2 winning trials coming into this race?
The best thing about the horse, he looks happy. It's probably the first time that he's had an easy victory, and he's probably taken a bit of confidence out of it as well. So I can see him going a cheeky race on Saturday.
I think he'll go cheeky. Hard to actually count any of these runners out of this particular race, but Bradman's been up against the best company. He's got a capable wet track record. He's getting 3 kilos off down to 57 in this particular race. I think it sets up beautifully for him. The big wide open spaces of Trentham absolutely help him because he'll get back and he'll come late. So I'm with Bradman, Leith. Yeah,
I'm the same, Bevan. Look, I think they'll be getting sort of outs from the middle to the outside on Saturday. Jim knows him well, 57 kilos. He's sort of it's a good weight for him, and he's super fit at the moment as well.
That's a look at the Open 1400. Now let's move on to the Open 2000 metres, and you can see Poser up the head of the book at $4.20 from Prince Albie at $4.40, Lincoln Star at $4.50, Pride of Aspen at $6, and the only other runner in single figures, the Lightning Jack at $7s. Let's take you back to Poser firstly, and Soldier Boy at New Plymouth over the 1800 metres, and thought Poser was really good here, Bevan, up fresh, just probably come to the end of her run.
Yeah, he's a really nice horse for Paul Purtab, and the winter tracks really bring him into his own. He was good enough this day behind Orlov, who's flying and shoots up the inside. It was pretty holding this day, so he was in his element. He's second up this preparation up to 2200 metres. This was fresh over 1800 metres, so look, he's clearly a horse we're going to follow through the winter. He's not my top selection, but he is a major player, and I'll be following him as we get into some feature open handicaps this winter.
Yeah, I thought she was really good. Look, it was 1800 metres. Like her second up Rebecca's okay. Best thing about it, she just loves that heavy track, and she's going to get it on Saturday.
I rate Prince Albie the best horse in the race. And we're going back to Rotorua, where this was horrific for him. He over-raced in the run down the back. You'll see him back there. Mind you, we could talk about LJ and horrific as well, but Prince Albie, he's coming into this race, and make no mistake, he'd over-race for massive periods of this, and then he's about to run into it and he gets shut out of a gap, and he's going to go to the line without really being extended. I was surprised he wasn't started a shorter price favourite in this particular race, because he will be fine at Trentham on a heavy 10 track condition. I actually think he gets in beautifully with 55 kilos on his back. If you're not backing him to win, put $1.75 in every bet you have.
Yeah, he loves that heavy track, and yeah, I don't really want to watch that replay again. Had a little investment on LJ, but anyway, look, he's going really well. Like you said, he's well weighted, and the heavier the better for Prince.
Lincoln Star, a little horse, 9-year-old, now raced outright by Lisa. Well, you just can't knock attitude, and he seems to be in a really sweet spot, this horse at the present moment. Look, I'm not sure that he rates up with Prince Albie in my mind, but he's been a great horse for the stable over a long period of time. He had to be tough to win this. Divine Spirit, when he gets to Trentham in a heavy track, generally goes okay, but around him, it's not the strongest form going into this race.
No, it's not. Lisa's horses are flying at the moment. She's winning everything at the moment. So, look, he's won on the track. It's a big plus, but I just think the step up in class is, probably not for me this week.
Pride of Aspen, like John has always spoken about Pride of Aspen as a black type horse in the making, and it was probably a real test at Wanganui whether his opinion was going to be ticked off or not. She fought back and won, so it was a good, brave performance. Kahu Rock is the sort of horse who's going to keep on improving, and there is going to be a win in him this winter. I thought Pride of Aspen was beat here, Leith, so to the horse's credit, she dug back down towards the inside and picked up the victory. She's going well enough, and I think she's a top 4 player, but not in my top 3.
Yeah, look, he's super fit at the moment. The 2200 metres just worries me a little bit. He looks like the sort of natural leader in the race. Hard to lead over 2200 metres at Wellington on a heavy 10.
It is. Prince Albie for me, rate him the top horse in the race. I think he's offering you great value in the market. Thought he should have been started favourite on that run at Rotorua, and just an unlucky run the prior start. He's a tough on wet track conditions, still up here in the north for the Tylers. I'll be with Prince Albie Saturday.
Yeah, I'm with Poser. Big plus for me. Tegan Newman's back on this week. Look, she's only had 9 rides on the mare for 5 wins and the other 3 placings. So, look, it's a good combination, and I think, second up, a little bit of a question mark, but the heavy track's going to really suit her on Saturday.
There you go, looks at race with a couple of chances, and also don't forget out of Trentham, the Odd Surge is back as well with the TAB across all races this Saturday with your max bet up to $100, and all the action from Trentham gets underway. Trackside 1, 11:32. Time for our race trackers for the week. Leith, who have you found?
Well, I was going to go Just Ask Me from Wellington last week, but I think everyone's got him in their black book already. But I'm going to take you to Newbury. Look, it's a Group 3 Astron Park Stakes. It's a horse called Middle Earth. Now, this horse is half owned at the moment by Kira Ma, but I think there's a few clients involved, and apparently they valued the horse at sort of just under the $4 million mark, Pip. So Pretty astute buying. They've got the Melbourne Cup as a target, so look, he's 15-1, he's favourite, but look, this is a serious horse. You know, John Godson trains at the moment, but look at his head. Roaring Lion, he came to New Zealand. There's plenty to watch. Just keep watching this horse. He's could be a Cox Plate horse or Melbourne Cup horse.
Yeah, this is crystal ball stuff here, Lethal. I'm going to go to Hara. I'm changing venues a little bit to Sir Bruce. This was a race that just didn't set up properly for him. He's a good horse, make no mistake. He's run home fastest 6'4", 200 on the day. Just got lost early. This was his maiden performance. You get him to big track, open mile, or maiden mile on a big open track, and he'll be winning. He's got a fair bit of upside, Sir Bruce.
Speaking about changing venues, poor old Turbo doesn't fit into the mix here, but I'm going to go with this greyhound. He actually runs around on Friday, finally comes up with an inside draw. That's what he wants. He finishes off his races really well. And I think he'll get a price because Lisa Cole has a couple in it that are nice greyhounds, but they're a little bit weak over the middle distance of 520. You can see the check that he copped there early. He's got to work around runners, but he makes up a stack of ground to finish third. So I would be following a powered Turbo. If he doesn't win on Friday, he will certainly be winning very shortly. And it's a nice greyhound that be interesting to see if Marcy takes him up to Monaco shortly with some nice money on offer on June the 9th on Silver Collar Day. But a powered Turbo for me, and here is our race trackers for the week. Make sure you note them down, chuck them in your black book. Middle Earth, a long lead maybe to the Melbourne Cup or Cox Plate there, Leith.
She's still going in the 2-pack.
So there you go, Sir Bruce and a powered Turbo for me. The Queensland Carnival continues at Doomben, and we'll be touching on the Roses first, the Group 2 on the program. Scarlet Oak, the ex-Kiwi, she's at $3.50 for Chris Waller and James McDonald. Then you've got the Kiwi Molly Bloom for the Wexford at $4.20, Tuta La Vita at $6 and Perfect at $9 along with Amazonian Lass. And speaking of Amazonian Lass, we're going to take you back to her winning here, but let's touch on Molly Bloom. Leith, what did you make of her run?
Yeah, well, she's definitely unlucky. Opie got shut out about 3 or 4 times on her, and I got no doubt if she got out right now, she would have won the race, and she would have won by probably a length and a half. So, look, she was fresh up, 1,800 metres on a heavy track. So, I know the stable are really happy with her, how she's come through it. So, look, it's a great trial for this week.
Amazonian Lass was great, and I do agree with you. Molly Bloom more than likely would have won if she'd got out. Look, this is the physical specimen of the season for me when I saw her after her Guineas went up to counties through to Christmas New Year period, and she was a beast on that occasion. And look, I think she's going to rack up and she's going to stack up there across the ditch. I'd like to just see them get a decent sort of track conditions. We get a fair bit of begging about our track conditions, but my word, the track conditions there are pretty deep at the present moment, but she seemed to get through it. She was great to the line. I think it was a sigh of relief around the team there that she stood up to that sort of grade so strongly. So I think she's got to be hard to beat, but as is Scarlet Oak, this is the performance on a heavy track at Newcastle. And Newcastle to where we are on Saturday, again, is a decent sort of step up, and every bit of tactical advantage was used on this occasion. Jump found the rail, and she wasn't asked until the last bit of the race to really quicken up, and when they pushed the button there, Leith, there was a pretty quick response.
Yeah, same ownership as Molly Bloom as well. So, look, she was really good. She won pretty easy. Zach Lloyd rode her, didn't do too much on her. Easy win. Start before that, she raced in a Group 3 race over 1,400 metres where she ran third. So, look, the stable really rate her. Jamie Mack, he's on this week as well.
And that's a pretty big lead. I'm going to stick with the Kiwis as I generally do. Molly Bloom, I thought she was fantastic. If they go head-to-head, sometimes when they sit and they're not extended like that, just wonder when real pressure goes on in a pressure race where the response will be with Scarlet Oak. But I think Molly Bloom's been in some pretty big dances and been very, very good, especially the win at Rickett and, of course, the run round at County. She's been in fantastic form. So I can't get away from her. I'm going to follow the Kiwis in again, Leith.
Yeah, I'm with you, Just. I think Scarlet Oak's really good. She's going from a mile to 2,000, where Molly Bloom's had the advantage of going 1,800 metres, then 2,000. Blake Shannon, he's ridden her twice for a win in the Auckland Guineas as well. So I'm with the Sullivan Scott team this week.
Yes, so go Molly in the roses. Now let's move on to the Doomben Cup. Of course, race number 9 on the program. No Kiwi trainers in there, but we've certainly got the Kiwi breeding. Kovalica up the top of the book at $2.80. One of the Kiwi breeds, Detonator Jack, second favourite at $4.80. Wuta at $7.50 and Numerian at $8.50. Speaking of Numerian, let's take you back to him winning the Hollandale Stakes. Let's touch on him, Leith. What did you make of the win?
Yeah, he was good. Obviously enjoyed the heavy track. It was really testing at Sunshine Coast. The run behind Kovalica was really good. He was off the bit early as well. So, look, there's not much over this field. They're pretty even. Doomben's a tricky track, so you haven't got much, you know, the 2,000 metre starts. You get to the winning place really quick, so I think inside draws are a big plus.
I thought Numerian absolutely loved the track. I thought Kovalica battled in that ground, so it was a good, brave effort to get as close as it got. But depending on track conditions, you think Numerian's going to be really tough to beat again, but Kovalica looks as though it'll be the major danger. Maybe this market would expect them to be a little bit closer together. A Detonator Jack, now this the Hawkesbury Cup recently, and look, there's a couple of nice runs here. He's sort of in tight sort of quarters there, Detonator Jack, and El Bogadon is down towards the inside, but look, he probably got to the best part of the track, Detonator Jack, whereas the other horse had to come through in the worst part of the going, Leith, but he's a decent sort of staying horse. You'll probably find a nice race in him with a little bit more time.
Yeah, I think he's up against it a little bit of weight for age. He has got J Mac on this week. Obviously, if the track does sort of deteriorate and get out to that heavy sort of track, you know, they raced here last week as well. So I think he's maybe a top 4 chance, but I'm just depending on the track.
Well, track conditions, that's our thoughts across the next couple of months, really. Where are we going to be at? Kovalica on top for me, but I think I'll be backing Kovalica and Numerian. I think they are the 2 main chances in the Cup this year. They look as though they come out of the right form race, and I think they'll get away. Well, Numerian definitely will get away. Kovalica, not quite so sure. So around those 2, but Kovalica on top.
And Leith, you told me that you've won the Doomben Cup, so who would you want to be riding in this race?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, Pip. One for Chris Waller, beaten up. So, yeah, I'd want to be on Kovalica. He ran 3rd in the race last year as a 3-year-old. I just hopefully the track gets back in that good range.
You go, let's fingers crossed, especially for a Kiwi like Molly Bloom. We know she'll be wanting a better track. Don't forget too about the bonus back opportunities, not only at our feature meetings in New Zealand, but also out of Sandown and Doomben this Saturday. So make sure you get involved with all of the action, and good luck to the Kiwi connections across the Tasman. Time to talk harness again on the form. It's a massive night at the park, so let's have a look what weather and track conditions we could be expecting come Friday. You can see we've had a little bit of showers around already during the week, and there may be showers developing. Southwesterlies, a low of 10 and a high of 16. So that's the weather for what is a massive meeting. As I say hello to you, Craig Thompson, 3 Group 1s to look forward to.
Yeah, good morning, Pip. Really looking forward to what it's going to be a massive night Friday night, of course, between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, an hour worth of Group 1 racing, 3 Group 1s starting off with a trotting derby. Good field in the trotting derby, Philippa. Unfortunately, we lost the services of Paramount Kiwi yesterday, late scratching. He was second favourite, and this is what it's done to the market. So we've got Empire City for Phil Williamson, Ricky May, dominated last start, $1.75. Father Barry, $4. Lucky Mum at $6. Gets a good prominent draw with its gate speed. Look to the Stars, who actually galloped when challenging last week at $9 and out in a single moment to $13. The video I want to show you is not to Empire City's last one, but it's 1-2 back where it won the Oaks. So that's her in front. Have a look at the horse in the trail in the green colours. That's Lucky Mum with the green breastplate. Thought it was a nice run by both of these horses, especially Lucky Mum, because he'd been off the scene, or she had been, for a very long time. Empire City goes on after this to dominate last week. Lucky Mum goes on to win a looser grade trot, but beat the older horses and beat them fairly and squarely, the likes of Kiss and Run and Faith in Manchester. Now, from the mobile here, you just see speed map them that Lucky Mum will probably lead early, hand to then Empire City, and it could be a lead trail scenario. If that happens, then the All-Star runners could be 3 back on the fence with Look to the Stars. If I'm playing to the race, $1.75 is pretty short with Empire City. Maybe the Quinella with Lucky Mum from a nice handy barrier draw. Andre Patama's got this filly going really well at the moment. So Quinella 1 and 4. in the feature Group 1 trot. Going to the Auckland Cup, gee, this is a good field considering what we've got going around. No Don't Stop Dreaming, no Merlin. Unfortunately, we lost Speak the Truth last week. This is what the market looks like now. We've only got 8. Self Assured 360 on the back of a good run in the Roy Purdon. You've got Max Shard at 380, who's won the last 2 Group 1s, the Taylor Mile and the Messenger. Old Town Road, a better version of him last start at 550. The Aussie Better Eclipse, who's been very unlucky in its last few. And then we get out to Alta Meteor. Adds a bit of interest for Steve Telfer and Amanda Telfer coming up from the South Island to race in the Auckland Cup at 750. Last week's winner, American Me of the Roy Purdon. This video in shot at 850. So we picked them up at the top of the lane. American Me's in front. Kango's in the trail. Self Assured 3 the fence. Have a look at the green colours. 1 out, 1 back, looking for a run. Greg Sugars held up badly on the back of Self Assured and Speak the Truth, and it gets through and powers through the line. Old Town Road out wider and Don't Stop Dreaming. I did like the way that the Aussie Better Eclipse got to the line here. Going through his sectionals in the last 3 weeks, he's run the second best sectionals in the Taylor Mile and didn't win. Second best sectionals in the Messenger, again. Only in the money. I think this race sets up okay for him because he's better off this week. So American Me had 20 metres on him last start. They start off even marks this week and he's drawn out wide. At 550, if I'm playing into the race, I do think Better Eclipse is an each way bet. Main Danger, Self Assured, the $2 million earner. He's won this race twice. He's right in the mix again, and you can never leave out the Barry Purdon Scott Phelan train runner, Mark Shard, the way that he's racing. We go from one Group 1 to another Group 1, and this time we head to the Road Cup, one of the feature races on the night. Small but select field, headed up by the best trotter in Australasia at the moment in Just Believe. He's $1.30 on the back of a national trot win where he dominated. You've got Muscle Mountain 450, good back, good to see him back in form with a win last week. Could you believe Oscar Bonavina, the Dominion when he's out to $11 with the domination of the first 2. Midnight Dash 21, last year's winner Loving the Port at 21, and then to the Roughies Euro Cash at 34. Let's go back and have a look at the national trot because it's a key video. The 2 favourites went to war a long way from home. Muscle Mountain, the lime green on the inside, and the Australasian champ, the little bloke, Just Believe. He levelled up at the top of the lane and he had to do it the tough way. He was parked out the whole way. He just got the better of a very brave Muscle Mountain. Have a look at the gap back to the rest. Oscar Bonavina's 6 lengths away. Now, he goes to a stand this week, Just Believe. That's probably the only query. The 3,200 metres doesn't worry him because the 2,700 metres in this event we just watched, he sat parked out in. We know he's a great stayer. He's just got to get away with him, get into the race, and I think he's the best in here. $1.30, pretty hard to make a case that you don't run him through your multis as the best of the night, but if you're taking a Quinella, the logical is Muscle Mountain. It's going to be a massive night on Friday night. Philip, I'm really looking forward to joining Nicole Sims there from 5 o'clock. It's going to be a big night because Aaron White calling all the action.
Thanks, Craig. Cannot wait for your coverage out of Alexandra Park on Friday. And speaking of Friday night, don't forget to, the first 2 races are bonus back opportunities. So make sure you get involved and check out all of the action. Gets underway at 5:44 on Friday.
When it's Porkadoo Gold in front, he's going to go back to back here, and Porkadoo Gold will win fresh up. But Aquarello, unlucky previous start, not today though. Aquarello too good.
Islington Lass and Lincoln Falls draw to the lead. Islington Lass just in front. Oh, she's full of heart. Islington Lass, what a doozy.
Yes, it was a good week for us tipping on the form last week. A little bit of crickets chirping over here, Letha.
Yeah, well, my tip ran 5 pips, so it wasn't that good. But look, I'm going to take you to race 6 on Saturday, Master Brutus. Look, he's fresh up. He's had a trial at Avondale. He won easy. Joe Doyle had his first ride on the horse as well. Really think it will suit him this week. And look, he was unlucky in a Group 3 race at Pukekohe last season as well. So I think Master Brutus, $3.30, he'll be winning race 6 Saturday.
Be following that with great interest, Letha. Let's do a little thing, a little bit outside the square here for you, because I really struggled to find one. Saturday, I'm really worried about those track conditions, how it will play. So here's a bit of each way value for you. Stolen Rubies. Woodville race number 8, big mare, big strong mare. She ran a really good sectional at Otaki on a track that didn't suit her at all. It was a good track, and I thought she was running last. She's actually run home really nicely. I think that the off-track conditions should suit her down to the ground. Look, she's more the place bet than the win bet in my particular mind, but she should be at a nice sort of price each way for you, Stolen Rubies.
To see the face of someone to my left there with a place bet as a best, but
Well, this is the best bet.
look, I better not be too smart because I'm breaking a golden rule and throwing out a debutante as my best bet. King Harvest from Mum's Kennel, actually, is the first of the Bolty pups to hit the track. His sister's in the race as well, Abbey Road, but I like King Harvest. He gets up underneath her here in the qualifying trial. He runs around to 17.80. Not in an overly strong maiden affair on Friday night in race number 2. I think he wins on debut. So here is a look at a summary of our best bets. King Harvest for myself. Better Knuckle Up for the Whale at Alexandra Park on Friday. Master Brutus for Leith on Saturday, and Stolen Rubies each way play there at Woodville on Sunday for Bevan. And that does conclude the show. Thanks, team. It's been a great one, Leith and Bevan. Hopefully we've found you those winners, and we'll be catching you back next week. To all those with connections in, good luck.